Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dylan Nossman here with Calf Kick Sports, and I am joined once again by a very special guest, Cage Warriors welterweight contender Anthony Orozco, ahead of potentially a fight on December 13th. First of all, welcome back, and how are we doing, man?
Good, bro. Preparing for the fight. Ready to go soon, shortly. We got 2 weeks.
Yep, just 2 weeks from tomorrow, actually. Looking forward to it. But yeah. So for those who don't know, it's been a minute. You were my very first interview of an MMA fighter, which is pretty cool. Just about a year ago. Lots happened since then. You've won 3 fights, all for Cage Warriors. You've really established yourself as kind of one of the top welterweight contenders on the regional scene, rising prospects. How would you rate 2024 for your MMA career, at least thus far?
So 2024 is the third year that I've been in MMA. I was just thinking about the amount of years and stuff because I was comparing it to my wrestling years. Spent 8 years wrestling, and year after year after year, I went through highs and lows, and finally, the 7th and 8th year, I took nationals. You know what I mean? I was the best. I was finally the best. So it's interesting to compare. It took 7-8 years to get really the ball rolling and be the best of the best. I think because I got good at one sport, and I knew how to dissect the combat sport of wrestling now, like from that age. And now I can really apply that mindset to MMA. So it took 2 or 3 years to get my feet on the ground, you know what I mean? But year 3 has been sick. 2024 has been awesome. I had 3 fights. First fight was in March against that game opponent, went 3 rounds. Second fight was in September in Manchester as well, and that was a quick one against Thiago Habib. And then we're going to end 2024 right with the W against Marcos El Lobo Loreda. So when 2024 ends, it's going to have been a juicy year.
Absolutely. So I want to touch on those couple fights actually you had. So I suggested in our last interview you should hop across the pond and see what Cage Warriors has to offer in their home country of England. Sure enough, you made that trip a couple times. And I know there's been some difficulty getting opponents. You've had some weird mix-ups last second. You've had people DMing you saying, hey, I want to fight you, and they stepped up. I mean, we've had some weird situations. So I want to kind of have you walk through those situations for the people who might not know.
Yeah, so my fight in March, if you remember, in San Diego, I was supposed to fight February, and then the night of, this guy named Craig didn't pass medicals or whatever had happened. He said it was like not his fault, but he didn't pass medicals. I showed up to the warm-up room ready to fight. I went to the rules meeting, and then I'm looking for my opponent, and he's not there, and I'm like, red flags.
Oh, this is not good.
So then I had to wait 2 weeks. My manager promised me that I'll fight in Manchester. So that was the first time that grass is greener, I guess, on the other side. I got the opportunity to fight 2 weeks later in Manchester, England, and got the job done against that really experienced opponent, my most experienced opponent since. And then
sorry to interrupt. I actually have a question about that fight.
Yeah.
So you fought for the Cage Warriors Unplugged card. What's the big difference between Unplugged versus, a traditional Cage Warriors Manchester card?
Yeah, so Manchester is notoriously like a massive event for Cage Warriors. Yeah. Manchester just has that it factor, and everyone
in Manchester, bro. You want to watch the fights. They love it.
They love it. So they loved it so much that they needed to have they meaning the fighters and the people watching, right? Yeah, they loved it so much that there needed to be 2 nights of fights.
Gotcha.
So Unplugged is the Friday where you have like maybe someone who's coming across overseas who doesn't have a lot of fans, might not sell a lot of tickets. It's like the Apex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have an Apex event, an Unplugged event, and then the next day you have like the bulk of the card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Yeah. Gotcha. But anyways, back to your story. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no worries. And then I like Unplugged as well. I mean, it's a proper like just Apex fight. You can hear punches, and you get to really hear all your walkout music. You get to connect with the little bit of fans that are there. Everyone's dapping you up. It's personal. Yeah. So I enjoy it. I think I have a lot of like fans that I actually got to meet out there. And I showed up in the American flag shorts, but they didn't care. They just liked the They just liked
Yeah.
that I was out there throwing guys around, fucking
Mhm.
spinning elbows and stuff. You know what I mean? They're fight fans, so
Yeah,
by
100%.
nature they're a fan of me. And so that was the first fight. It worked out well. My manager saw a good turnout, so he's like, "Hey, so Anthony, there's always an option for you to go overseas now. Like, we want you to
That's
fight San
awesome.
Diego, build San Diego, but if need be, like, you have a camp and then someone falls out, I'm not afraid to send you to Manchester. Like, you handled business there."
That's
So
awesome.
that's what happened. September 20th. That's what you were alluding to about the homie Thiago Habib, who messaged me 4 days before September 20th, 4 days before the fight, and said, "Hey, I have a teammate coming to Manchester to fight Luke Riley in the main event. I'll be there already. Let's send me a contract and we'll fight." And I was like, "Dude, 100%. Let's connect the
Yeah.
managers." So we connected the managers and got that fight, got that on the docket, and handled business there. So that was the second fight of the year, and then now we got the third one in 2 weeks.
That's awesome. Have you spoken to Habib since then? Have you maintained the relationship at all? Obviously, it's probably big for you to be able to have an opponent and for him to step up like that, especially against somebody who's as tough as you. But is there any sort of relationship there post fight, or is it kind of just respect after the fact?
I think it's just respect. It's respect after the fact. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, I needed to fight. You wanted to fight.
Mhm.
You stuck your neck out, asked for the fight. Like, that's savage. So respect. But I'm never someone to like follow someone after on Instagram or like
Yeah.
dap
That's
them
fair.
up too much. I dap them up, give them
Yeah.
respect. But like, we're not friendly, just because in my head
Yeah.
I wanted to kill you like a second ago. So it's like,
Yeah. No, 100%. I get that
yeah, like,
mentality.
you know how it is. But so if someone like
Yeah.
followed me after, I'm not mad or anything, but
Yeah.
I don't
No,
really throw
I
like,
get you.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
But
just
of
I think a
course,
lot of
like,
people forget. I
if
was
you
going to say a
beat a
lot of
guy,
people forget.
fuck my bad.
You go,
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But of course, if you beat a guy, like, you want, or if you compete against a guy, you kind of want the best for him. So like,
Mhm.
for example, all those guys, all the guys that I fought so far, it's like, it only makes me look better if you win. So
Mhm.
go out and go fucking string some wins together and
Yeah.
come
Go
back.
undefeated after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just think a lot of MMA fans forget that like when somebody steps up on short notice like that, they're not only like stepping up for themselves, but that means the other guy gets a paycheck too. Like it's such a it is a mutual dance, It's like as much as like, yeah, you're trying to kill that guy, it's like if he hadn't have stepped up, you wouldn't have gotten paid, you wouldn't have the opportunity to showcase yourself. So it's like there's got to just be that level of like, hey, I'm trying to kill you, but thanks for helping me like advance my career regardless of how it goes.
Bro, so much respect on particularly Tiago's plate, because he hit me up 4 days before the fight.
Mhm.
Got flown like right away, 24 hours from Brazil.
Yeah.
Then when he landed in Manchester, had to get medicals done. So was running
Yeah.
around on like Wednesday
In
and
a city he's
making
probably never been to before, like that's
never been there. I don't think he
yeah,
spoke the fluent language that everyone
yeah,
speaks there. So it's like, bro's a legend, to be honest.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
said, all respect. But yeah,
No, that's just a crazy story regardless.
he's
So,
savage.
yeah, 100%. So December 13th, you're fighting Marcus Loreda, most experienced opponent you've had yet, big Combate Global veteran. He's kind of left the promotion since there's some stuff going on there. Please check out my article on Low Kick MMA about that for more information.
I
People
saw
out
that.
there, yeah, very, very interesting stuff happened at Combate. But it's big because Marcos, he's fought there for years, and now he's stepping outside, fighting for Cage Warriors. What's your read on this matchup? Obviously, like I said, much more experienced opponent, probably gets you a little more excited than some of the other guys you've been fighting. So just tell me your thoughts a little bit on the matchup.
Yeah, I think El Lobo, he's got experience. I've talked to some coaches over the past couple of weeks. I'm just really trying to dial in
Yeah.
me and myself. Talk to coaches though, and I ask them about my strengths, my weaknesses, and a lot like what they say is, dude, honestly, the weaknesses right now are going to be your experience. Like, you don't have
Yeah.
as much time as other people in the cage. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, that is, but so that's why I'm down to sign up for these fights against these experienced guys, because I'm only going to learn. I'm only going to learn in these fights. Like
Mm-hmm.
the fight that I fought, Lucas Rodriguez, that was my third fight, 3 rounds. I learned a lot. But this time I'm coming into it as the bad draw. I'm looking to be the bad man who shows that there actually are levels. Yeah, he's got experience, but I close that gap because I train every day, twice a day, and I'm at this serious team, and I'm really looking to be at the top. So I'm really looking to show that there's a level. There's a level. So
yeah, 100%. Well, I think we're all going to see that level on December 13th. So
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I think I'm
yeah,
gonna come out and I'm gonna show that I'm more powerful than before.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show that I'm calm in there. I've been working on staying calm and looking for real shots and putting real power behind those hands. So that's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. Yeah. So after you get this win in a couple weeks, going to be at 5-0. That has typically been around the record. Guys start to get the call for Dana White's Contender Series. Obviously, I'm sure the UFC is on your mind, but we also have the Ultimate Fighter casting for welterweights and flyweights. I expect you to make 125 for that, right? No, I'm just kidding. For welterweights and flyweights coming up this next year, obviously hypotheticals. We've got to take care of business on the 13th, but what would be your preferred path to the UFC? The Ultimate Fighter. Obviously, some people kind of don't like the idea of being locked in the house for 6 weeks, no contact. At the same time, it might get a little more, shine on your name versus Contender Series, maybe winning that fight one night and then getting that contract and working your way up.
Yeah, obviously open to any opportunities, any and all, like looking at them all, checking them all out. But by saying that, I don't know if I have an ideal route.
Yeah.
But should I be picked for Ultimate Fighter? Should I be picked for Contender Series? I think Ultimate Fighter would be an interesting one. I already have lived with these cameras, like with MMA Academy. They document a lot of stuff. I know what it's like. So I'm a good pick for that. For that reason, I live in a house with a bunch of fighters as well. So it wouldn't be too much of a change for me, meaning I'd be able to like probably thrive. The only thing that would suck would be not having like any vices, like bro, no Xbox, no books, no nothing, no car. I don't have my car. I have to write down my food and then they go and get it. Like that would be a little difference, right? But it's perspective.
100%.
I was told it's perspective, so you can let that be the downfall. You can let that be the rise up, So I don't know. Ultimate Fighter is weird, like you said, about living in that house, man. Living with the guys that you're gonna fight, and also a beautiful thing about Ultimate Fighter, which is why I'm keeping my opportunities open for that, would be that they fight or they put really good guys in the house. That post that you tagged me on, all those welterweights are fucking savage.
Yes, 100%.
And I would love to be rubbing elbows with savages and then throwing elbows at those savages. You know what I mean? So I think that would be
100%.
That would be a great learning experience.
And again, just the the bonus of being able to rub shoulders with a top level contender in the UFC as well, who might be coaching as well. And just not only them, but the team they bring, that's always what's so interesting. Like I remember during Volkanovski's season when he brought Craig Jones in, that's just totally like something you wouldn't expect. But then all of a sudden you get to be working out with Craig Jones and getting his perspective. So I think when people do take that seriously, the development aspect is really, really possible on the Ultimate Fighter as well. So,
yeah, you can't beat that experience, can you?
Yeah, 100%. So, lots of opportunities, and I imagine you'll find the right one. So, all right. A little bit of a different question. I know you've obviously been focused on yourself and probably your opponent, but is there a fighter who's really kind of popped up to you in the last year who you've really taken some inspiration for and studying a lot just for technique or other technical aspects?
I think I've really enjoyed since I've been trying to become more powerful and throw more devastating strikes. I've actually liked to look at Shavkat. Shavkat has 18 finishes of his 18 fights, 0 losses. He's devastating with every shot, and that's someone that I'm trying to. I'm just learning from him. I'm learning from him.
100%.
Seeing more things. I mean, like I said, I'm 3 years into the game. It took me 6 years into wrestling to start rising to the top. You know what I mean? So every day I frequently have aha moments like, oh, okay, like I'm starting to see this differently. And yeah, there's certain things that I'm seeing differently, and you know what I mean? So I'm just learning
Mhm.
as we go. But one of my biggest guys that I've studied has been Shavkat.
Well, you talk about elbows, and I know your straight right hand is one of your best weapons, and those things are definitely two strengths to his as well. So I like the study for sure.
Yeah,
And
bro.
a little bit of a non-related or non-MMA related question, a little more personal. Tell me the top 3 house DJs you've been bumping the most lately.
So house DJs, I really like. What song have I been bumping right now? Well, Solomon has been recently rekindled for me, like late night. Like
Mhm.
I've been liking a long 7-minute roll with Solomon in the background, like very chill, but like
Mhm.
deep and juicy. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
Solomon.
I know exactly what you mean.
I've seen I saw Fisher when I was in Tulum
Mhm.
2023, like for New Year's, and that rekindled my love for Fisher. And so I've been listening to a lot more sets, Fisher sets,
Yeah.
Solomon sets, and then Gordo is a classic.
Mhm.
He's the more Latin
Yeah.
mix there. So I'd say those three, and
Mhm.
they're a little different. Fisher gets you hype. Solomon
Yeah.
though is like
Mhm.
really where I'm at right now. Like,
Yeah.
what about
Nice.
you?
Hell yeah. I like the picks. Man, I was actually just pulled up my Spotify. I've been really liking Dances. He's formerly Dances with White Girls. He's changed his moniker, but he's got some stuff. Song called Freak Freak. Pretty good.
Okay.
I'm always a big Matroda guy. He's always the best. Love that guy. And then I've been really into Phobos. I saw them live actually last month. They're New Zealand techno, kind of hard techno house. They're super super good. So yeah, man,
Phobos.
always looking for new artists though. So I got to hit up a fellow house head when I can.
Yeah, bro.
All
I
right,
went
last but
to
not
Adam.
least. Oh,
Have you
sorry.
seen
Go
Adam
ahead.
10? Adam 10?
No, but I have heard of him, but I've not seen him yet.
He's recently come up on the game. He's got a nice style. If you listen to his set at Coachella with Maita Gatami,
Hmm.
pretty crisp.
I will check it out. 100%. All right. Last but not least, do you have any sponsors, teammates, anybody who's really been helping you prepare for this camp, get you ready that you're looking to shout out before December 13th?
I'd say just my coaches and teammates. I mean, I'm day in, day out. We're the ones that are hanging out together. Like I have sponsors and stuff, but the people who
Mhm.
get the job done are me, my teammate Chasen, my teammate Teddy, my teammate Jekka. Um,
Mhm.
just a very, very small group for this camp because the rest of the academy boys have left. They already fought.
Yep.
On that same token, the two coaches that are in, day out, Mark Fiore and Jake Buracker. Yeah, I mean, I'd say we're a tight knit group of 6 right now.
Mhm.
Just climbing the ranks. So basically, anyone under MMA Fight Academy is just we're top notch. We're looking to be the top. You know.
Yep. And we got Teddy Stringer fighting on December 13th as well, correct?
Yeah, we got Teddy. It's weird to say, but I have been fighting with a teammate on every card for my last 3 fights, and it felt weird to not have a teammate with me and not have someone like
Mhm.
going into war with me. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy that I got Teddy Stringer with me,
Yeah.
and we're gonna turn San Diego upside down. The AO
Oh
Army's
yeah.
gonna go crazy while we're there, bro.
Oh, it's gonna be nuts, man.
I'm pretty
Cannot
sure
wait
this
to
is
see
the
it.
main event.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they keep posting like me in the middle of like
I
the
was
postcards. I'm
I
like,
was
bro,
gonna say
what's going on
promotional
here?
front and center. Yeah. I don't know. I like it. We'd love to see that on the billboard. Anthony Orozco main event. We've definitely
Yeah,
earned it. So, all right. Well, thanks so much for joining me, man. You can get back to hanging with your family and your girlfriend's family up in Chicago. But everybody, make sure to tune in to Anthony Orozco's fight December 13th on UFC Fight Pass against Marcos Ureta. It's going to be fantastic. Thanks so much for taking the time today, man.
bro. Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate the love.
See you later.